Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Victor, and we'll be facing off against the Fiddlesticks adventure from the Nightmares campaign. It's been a while since I've played Victor, and due to the lack of new content, I have to retread some old one. And what better place to take Victor on than the Fiddlesticks adventure? Because I feel like this is going to be an actually challenging adventure. Fiddlesticks really messes up decks that rely on card generation, like card draw or creation. Meanwhile, Victor is all about creating cards and augmenting your units by playing created cards. So this will probably be quite difficult. Obviously I'm taking the perfect hex score because of how great it is. Make it so we can level up Victor a bit easier. And I'm also taking the Art of Gold because we're definitely going to need to stack up on cards in order to deal with the constant terrifies from the Fiddlesticks, because I'll also be generating a lot of cards, so we'll definitely need more cards on our deck than normal. And last I have Chemtech Duplicator because I hope we'll be able to get some decent spells that we can double up to get even more value, and hopefully that's enough to close out the game. Fast Steel, Crush, Noxian Might. Normally I would be picking Fast Steel in an instant, but against Fiddlesticks, one extra card per turn might be a problem. It feels extremely bad, but I'm going to reroll this. Whoosh, nothing but powder monkeys, duelist. I definitely want something that will help me throughout the beginning of the campaign, the run. And none of these do that. Arm to the teeth, overprepared, Spell Slinger. Spell Slinger is very good normally. At the very least it makes most of my spells free, or at least the ones that I generate with my units. Yeah, I'll take it. And then we'll just draft a spell heavy deck that will have synergy with the Chemtech Duplicator from the Victor. The important part is trying not to die until we reach Fiddlesticks though, because this deck is actually quite vulnerable to the opponent's aggression. Let's go first Chief. And I'll go Ballistic Bot on the back of it. Let's do it iterative improvement here. I think I want to do this. The Force Chief dying here generates a unit that has augment, and then I can start buffing it up and the ballistic bot up. Okay, this is good. It will help us deal with that Twisted Catalyzer the opponent just summoned. Yeah, I think the correct play is this Force Chief because it has extra stats. Then we go ahead and aftershock there. And then we can block here, and I suppose I'll block there as well. We end up losing one of our units and we take a bunch of damage from the darkness. But at the very least we have stabilized the board. We just have to hope that we generate a lifesteal keyword for Victor, and then we'll be able to get back all the health we lost just now. Let's try to do this. Give Viktor some extra stats, some extra keywords. We lose a unit, but it's alright, because we level up Viktor. Let's keep the astute academic back, just to protect it. Damn. Well, at least we can remove that Doom Beast. We have almost run out of resources. But now we can start doubling up our spell casts. So let's do just that on Viktor. Come on, lifesteal. I mean, it's not incredibly necessary, but it would be nice to go into the next encounter with full health. Can we close out the game this turn? We're definitely dealing a bunch of damage to the opponent with the burn. And the mechanized mimic is going to get Viktor's keywords, so I should be able to get through it. This encounter, let's increase the cost of that. Yeah, okay, he has nothing to stop this from happening in hand. I was just making sure by using the prank to scout out his hand. Okay, that wasn't so bad. We managed to get through the encounter without losing too much of our health. The Heart of Gold. I hope we hit a bunch of shops so I can spend the extra gold I'm getting. Funsmith. 4 mana 4/5 is normally some decent stats for the cost. But Scarmother Vryn is interesting. Because it's a way to close out the game. Unless the opponent has hard removal. But it's so expensive, actually. Let's pick up the Funsmith. We're in Piltover zone, so we have access to spells that deal damage. Ooh. Swain. Udyr. Or Seraphine. I'm very inclined to pick up the Swain. Because the Ravenous Flock has Grifter's deck, so we can hopefully use it to combat a little bit of the Terrify from the Fiddlesticks. Yeah, I think that's the correct choice. Now, Shadow in the Brush or Vicious Mockery. I really want this shop. Even though Vicious Mockery might be a harder encounter overall, I think we have to go for it. I keep Swain. I'll keep the Forest Chief and the Aftershock. Imperial Demolitionist, Ballistic Bot. If the opponent high rolls me too hard here at the beginning, I'm just screwed. Can drop down the Neandroid to ramp up. I think I need the ramp. This is fine. Ooh, we hit lifesteal. Now we have to protect this Neandroid with everything we've got, because it's the thing that's going to win us the game. Not if he keeps reducing this thing's stats though. I can do Aftershock there. Actually, Aftershock there minimizes the most damage. And then we can Forest Chief, I suppose, just to do this. I take 16. I generate a blocker for the next turn. Let's drop down the ballistic bot. Next turn I fully intend to go for the ignition. Actually I'll go for Victor and hope the opponent doesn't have removal. Because we have 6 mana. Yep. We have 6 mana, so now we can start doubling up our spellcasts. Ooh, now we have lifesteal on Victor as well. That's the ideal scenario. We have a bunch of longevity now. We have leveled up Victor or Swain as well. Let's attack with everything. Everything's pretty large, so the opponent's forced to trade in. I go back to full health. Okay, we high roll the opponent by getting lifesteal on 2 of our most important units. So everything's fine now. We'll probably be able to get through this encounter relatively easy. I can drop down the Swain here and just lock out the opponent out of attacking. Swain still stuns something whenever I do damage to the opponent's nexus. So this is just a board-wide stun. Combined with a board-wide buff for us. Yeah, that's fine. Just drop down this. This just sets up so that next turn I just win. Because now we can stun the opponent's soul board again, and then we attack with everything. Actually, we don't stun his entire board. He is left with 1 unit up to block with. And it's completely irrelevant. Nice. I was kind of worried that we'd just lose to the Vicious Mockery because of how aggressive that deck can be and how hard it is to, or how hard it can be to develop a foothold against him on the board. But it turns out everything was fine. Now we go for the shop. Officer backup, sure. It generates a unit at the beginning of the game, that's useful for us. The problem is now we have to face off against the Thalassophobia encounter. The Thalassophobia encounter is kind of hard. Create a random new 2-cost spell in hand, reduce its cost by 2 and grant it fleeting. And it's a card draw card. Mega Inferno Bomb is also interesting, but it's just bad because of how expensive it is. I'm going to take the Encore. It generates a card for us. The problem is it also draws a card, so it's going to be even more of a drain on our deck against the Fiddlesticks. Discreet Invitation. Nah. I don't think I can afford to take the Discreet Invitation. If anything, I might take the Ruined Reckoner. Nah, let's just move on. We have another shop coming up. We can spend our gold there. I honestly don't feel like we're generating that much more gold. But it might be noticeable at the end of the run once I have gone through all of the encounters. I might have a bunch of spare gold. I shouldn't have mulliganed the Boom Baboon. It's fine, I'll just create a bunch of copies of the Sting Officer. It will trade with the Smooth Tooth, so sure, I'll let that go through. Take 2 damage. I'll buff this guy up. Strike into the opponent's Nexus. It's annoying that the opponent will be able... Okay, no! I was about to say that the opponent was just going to develop a massive board here, but I guess I was wrong. Deal 3 to an enemy or the enemy Nexus and deal 3 to another. I'll wait on that. Really? I guess he doesn't like the Sting Officer all that much. Makes sense though. It's kind of a good card. Let's just keep slowly playing created cards. Eventually the opponent will just not be able to deal with my larger units. Hopefully. Next turn I can Shock Blast this thing down and something else. It's kind of annoying, but I have to do this. All players draw 2. I think I prefer the Stinky Womp. It will mess up the opponent's draw. And it has augments, so we can buff up our units a bit. We have now leveled up Viktor as well. Alongside the Swain. We're kind of running out of value though. I need to hope that I generate something good with this second Shock Blast. I would like to double cast it with Viktor, but I can't really afford to do so. Can Anchor first. Well, now that the opponent removed one of the units I wanted to Shock Blast, sure, I'll Anchor first. High Note into another Anchor. I guess I'll drop down the Swain.
Victory awaits.
I think it's relatively safe to do this. Can just deal 1, deal 2 here, deal 1 there. That thing will be stunned. Yep. The opponent's really doing a good job of keeping my board under control though. It's a bit annoying. And he keeps generating cards from the jump scare. Let's do Anchor first, see what we get. Glare. It's another chance to draw another card. Force Chief. Keeping our Swain vulnerable. He's fully intending on killing hit this turn, I think. Maybe we can distract the opponent's attention with something else. Okay, it didn't work. Swain is dying here. Unless we save him with a keyword. No, we don't save him with a keyword. Crap, Swain was going to be our victory condition. Well, at least he left us with a fully stunned board for the opponent. So So I can do this and then kill him next turn with the Shock Blast. Unless things change, of course. I'm going to take some damage here, but it's fine. I can just Shock Blast the opponent's Nexus, and the 3 damage combined with the 1 damage from the Spell Burn gets us there. That was annoying. We almost... No, we didn't almost lose that game, but it was definitely a struggle to win. The lack of Victor to double our spellcasts after turn... after 6 mana was really what kind of messed us up. Let's do the health potion on the Encore, sure. It's a decent enough card. Some Spine Scavenger. Death Ray Mark 1. Communal Mana Flow. Communal Mana Flow probably benefits the opponent's... No, actually, because of my Camp Tech Duplicator, maybe I do get more benefits from ramping than the opponent does. But no, I think it's too risky. Let's just pick up 2 Death Rays so that we can have even more cards in our deck and move on. 35. That's pretty decent, I suppose. We need something to deal with the massive board Elise is going to create at the start. Or maybe she gets unlucky and doesn't create a massive board. Either way, let's skip the Aftershock and the Boom Baboon. Okay, double Anchor. Should be able to generate some cards. Okay, we got a Victor. The opponent immediately levels up Elise, though. I've seen worse. Elise has definitely high rolled me harder before. Do I Anchor here? Let's not just yet. I'm going to hold on until I'm in a crisis in order to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Anchor. Do I go for Victor in this turn? I'll dig through my deck with the Anchor first. Interesting, okay, I'll keep that. Transfusion might be useful. Let's do Ballistic Bot then. This one's dying no matter what, so we can deal 1 here to give this ally +2/+2. So that thing no longer dies. And then we can do a Hex Core upgrade here, I guess, since that's the largest unit. Do I Anchor now? Or do I wait? Let's see if I can get something that kills that precious pet. Hunt the weak. If it was a fast or a burst speed card, that would be great. But I'll take it. It's still a buff for my units. The next turn I can drop down Victor safely. Set up so that the following turn I can start double casting spells. That's kind of unlucky. The opponent got his largest unit on board. Maybe I miscounted the amount of stats the ballistic bot was going to get, but I thought he would kill the Elise. I guess I was wrong. I'm going to do this anyway, though. I think trading that into the Elise is fine, because that way we get rid of the Challenger and the Fearsome on some of these units. It's still kind of hard Though the opponent has more units on board than me, and it just keeps summoning even more. Let's hope the Swain can stun everything. We can do 5 here, kill a unit.
Empire above all.
And now Swain is leveled up. And we can start doubling up our spellcasts. Or not doubling up our spellcasts, stunning the opponent's entire back row with our spellcasts. We're already doubling up our spellcasts. Okay, we definitely made the correct choice in picking Swain here. The opponent just stopped having a board once we got Swain down. We can deal 3 to something twice. That would be nice against this guy, I suppose. Makes it easier to kill him. Crowd pleaser. Fan club president is a bit better, I think, in case we need the value. If we don't close out the game right now, that is. We might just stun the opponent's entire board and then he won't really be able to do anything. Just like so. Ooh, and we even hit lifesteal on the Viktor. Although that doesn't really matter because we'll just be ending the game right here, right now, and we'll heal up after that.
We have done what is needed.
What do I want here? Vampiric Scepter, Pickaxe, Savage Shield. Let's get the Savage Shield for the Viktor. Makes him a bit harder to kill, I suppose. The best defense, Spellslinger, Raiding Party. Ooh. We can double down on the Spellslinger, make our spells extremely cheap. But the Raiding Party might be a bit better because of the amount of cheap damage we're dealing to the opponent's Nexus. Do I want to go for the top path or the bottom path? Survive the night is a bit of a hard fight for the decks that don't have a lot of board presence. So I think this might be easier to deal with. The Pale Death encounter. We can afford to go Tal, I think. We just need to worry about the opponent dropping down the Ruination on us multiple times in a row. And if he has a big board, that's a problem as well. Let's do Ballistic Bot. Absorb Soul immediately. Okay. I guess. Let's do this. Anchor to get a card. Disintegrate. Can actually bait the opponent's stuff here by using the Disintegrate to kill one of his units. Though, yeah, this is fine. Oh, that's a problem. We're taking so much damage here. I'm definitely going to need the lifesteal. Damn, I wanted to use that to play a bunch of Imperial Demolitionists. There goes my game plan, I suppose.
For the Empire.
Can still do this though. Can we survive this? Depends on what we get here. Come on, a piece of removal. Lifesteal. Lifesteal, we got lifesteal, we're saved. Oh, without that hit there, we would have been so dead. We need to protect this unit with our lives. us now. Our life, our single one. Actually, we have 2. Iterative improvement. He might have kill spells, but I can't exactly afford not to attack here right away. Yeah, because I need the heal. Yeah, just like that. Good thing I attacked right away. Otherwise I would have been unable to benefit from the lifesteal there. Now I need to develop as big of a board as I can in preparation for the next turn when the opponent inevitably attacks me with everything he has. You can just drop down the Ruination next turn and kill me. Please do something else before attacking so that I can stun your entire board with Swain. Or at least I can come close to it. Okay. He's going ahead and trying to kill Swain. Maybe we can save Swain. No, we got lifesteal instead. Which should have been great, were it not for the fact that unfortunately Swain's dying here. The opponent's just killing me from burning, and now he can go ahead and Ruination is on board, which he might because he's crazy like that. And after Ruinations is on board, I just die. But it's not like I can do anything else. To play this card up to 2 cards, create that many followers from your regions that cost 1 more. I guess I'm doing that because I have nothing better to do. Does he just Ruination here? No, he doesn't just Ruination here. If I had the one of those 2 on the board, this would kill that and it would prevent the crumble from happening, but I didn't have that much foresight. Kind of unfortunate that the opponent just managed to hit all of his removal spells consistently. We did kind of get lucky on the other hand, and we managed to hit lifesteal when we needed to survive. But it's still a bit unfair. Let's skip the Viktor, I guess. And the ballistic bot. Encore. Swain. Do I drop down the ballistic bot right away? I guess so. Now he started off with a lot more overboard than last time. But we have 2 elusives. That might make for a decent threat to the opponent's health. Do I want to go for Viktor this turn?
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
Depends. I have a backup Viktor in hand, so sure. Let's start getting those keywords down. Can do this. Give Viktor the keywords. I suppose I'll use the death ray that's not a Viktor there. And then I'll try to preserve Viktor's health by blocking there. And I suppose I'll block here and here. Encore. +2 attack and quick attack this round. Well, it allows this thing to kill the burgeoning sentinel. So sure. Let's do this. Keep buffing up our units, working toward Viktor's level up. He's drawing a bunch. Hopefully, none of those are pieces of removal that can be used against Victor. There most likely are though. Please, spell shield on Victor. Maybe lifesteal. Anything. Okay, we got lifesteal on Victor, that's huge. Do I want to shock blast now or later? Let's shock blast now to remove those two. Iterative improvement, I'm taking that 100%. I can get another copy of the ballistic bot. The pale death. Okay. That does nothing. At least for now, because we have the spell shield on the Victor. I'm still taking the damage here though. Let's keep buffing up our units. I can swing here. The opponent takes 21. Whatever's on top of my deck is pretty big. Let's just hope the opponent doesn't have enough to kill us. He can't just pull the trigger on the ruination to kill us just yet. But he can pull the trigger on that. And heal up a bunch. Let's give Victor a bunch of keywords in return though. Okay, we have spell shield again. It's a nice hit. Elusive, lifesteal. Another nice hit. Let's drop down the Swain. Maybe try to use Swain to stall the game out if the opponent plays something else, or it maybe distracts the opponent from the Victor. This stuns the opponent's entire board because it's 4 instances of damage. Nothing. Okay. The opponent just loses then. Unless he has something at faster burst speed, that is. It's a bit of a bummer that we lost our heal here. Or revive here. But it should be fine. We just need to not mess up anymore. Though that can hardly be called a mess up. I think I played that game to the best of my ability. The opponents just ended up getting a better hand than I did. Thieves' Gloves on the Android, yeah, that seems pretty decent. I would like the extra shop, but can I close out the game before round 7 against the Sickening Plunge? I haven't played against this encounter in a while. I don't really remember what it entails, so I don't really want to risk the entire run. Just because of my greed, let's just go for the spells chest. Voices of the Old Ones, Caustic Riff, Vision, let's reroll. Undergrowth, Suit Up, Strengthening Numbers. Strength in numbers is good in the later stages of the game, I suppose. I guess I'll take it. Ooh, another shop right after that. I'm still going for the creeping hatred encounter though. The vines seem easier to deal with than the Sickening Plunge. Damn. We mulligan an Encore into an Encore. Encore into Encore. Well, this could be worse. Pretty decent first turn. We go for this. We drop down the flame chompers. I don't think the opponent's normally supposed to get a overgrown snap vine right away at the start of the game. So that this might be a bit of a low roll on that end, but it's fine. As soon as the opponent fills up his entire board, he stops being able to summon more stuff. The unfortunate part was definitely the fact that he had a buff ready for all of his overgrown snap vines. Let's damage there, I suppose. Reduce our damage taken by 4. This is bad, we lost our entire board. At least we set up some kills with the Ravenous Flocks. Let's do this here, I guess. Let's drop down the Forest Chief. Well, we drew through all our anchors now, so we'll stop getting them soon enough. Can attack with Victor this turn because of the barrier. That's annoying. Could you not? I really wanted to use the Forest Chief to kill one of your overgrown snap vines, and now he got lifesteal. And that's just rubbing salt on the wound. Oh. At least I'm getting something out of this. It's significantly worse. If I can do this, it will trade into those 2 units. That's 2 units down, I guess. Let's do that there. Remove that unit right away. Next turn, let's drop down the Swain and hope the opponent doesn't attack right away, so that we can stun the opponent's board. He has 7 mana. There's no way he spends it all right away. Or maybe he does.
Empire above all. Loyalty through conquest.
Okay, he was dumb. He decided to play something else before attacking. So we're safe. Can stun 4 units here.
Such little lives.
I can even do this. Stun everything else in the process. Let's drop down the Neandroid. Do I want to go for Anchor now? Yeah, sure. It's fine. Insight of Ages, sure. Do I want to rummage? I'll rummage there. Draw 4. Keep buffing up my board. Ooh, another Neandroid. Nice. Then we Ravenous Flock there, I suppose, to get rid of 1 unit.
I will break. They should thank you for the favor.
I'll double cast the X-Core next turn. Hopefully we get lifesteal here, but if we don't, it's still fine because I have the healer encounter to heal up. Most of his board is stunned. The only unit that's not stunned can't block, so he loses here. Okay, that was worrisome for a second there, but we pulled through. Turns out it was the correct choice to go for the overgrown Snapvine encounter. Though we weren't able to spend all of our gold because of that. X-Tech Fabricator, sure. The Shock Blast. Spell Chest. Scorched Earth or Anchor. Definitely the Anchor. Though it might be a bit excessive. Rally Banner or Flame Wreath Soul. Rally Banner really messes with the opponent's AI. So while it might not do anything, it might prevent the opponent from attacking. So sure, let's take that on Viktor. And now for the final challenge. We're definitely losing the game by milling ourselves to death. So in order to prevent that from happening, we need to be careful about what we do. What's a good first turn here? I definitely want to get rid of that thing in order to prevent my future units from just dying on summon. I'm definitely doing this to buff up my unit. Let's give that unit an epic item, I guess. Rite of Passage does nothing for us. So I guess this is all we can do. We'll just shuffle a bunch of Flash Bomb traps into the opponent's deck. And there go 10 cards. We started with 41. And he hits a double Crow Storm right away. That's -4. And our unit dies. Unless I do this. He survives if I do this. Never mind, because he immediately hits a Fiddlesticks. Can I survive if I play the Viktor? I don't know. Let's see. Immediate Gloom on the Viktor. At least we hit tough, so you can sort of block against one of the opponent's attackers. Like this one, I guess. This is a bunch of damage taken, but it's still not the damage that worries me. It's everything else. The burn, the constant burn. It's the Imperial Demolitionist. It's relatively large. And Viktor has stuff, so he can take the damage. Sven leveled up. And he double hits the damn Crow Storm yet again. The opponent's just really messing with us, huh? And we managed to hit a card that we can't play to save the Viktor. "14 cards in deck. Completely waste that rally. Sure, let's do that, I guess.
The few for the many.
Honestly, I don't even want to draw that much. 9 cards in deck. 7 cards in deck. If I had Sven and Viktor on the board, I would have been able to stall the opponent out this turn. But as is, I can't do anything. The opponent's just going to attack right away here, and I lose.
Lead us to victory, Grand General.
Yep, just like that.
Ends here.
Such little lies.
I can stun if they're already attacking. So I just lose instead.
Justify yourself.
Oh well, I knew this was going to be hard,
Plead for no
but I still wasn't prepared for how hard things were going to be against Fiddlesticks. I did end up losing by damage, not by decking out though, so that was unexpected. I still had fun though. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.